It's Monday. Podstache. 2 ahead of me is
Koopa.
to my left.
Christopher Lee.
To the right.
Justin Shank.
Brought to you in affiliation with Onnit.com, ONNIT, and V2 Sigs. Don't switch. Quit.
Yeah.
What?
Don't quit. Switch.
No, do it in the voice.
Too legit to quit. I heard.
It'd be too legit to quit. We should record that for him and then get sued.
V2 legit. V2 legit.
V.
Say V. People probably already noticed I have a cold, but I'll get more on that later. But you should probably tell why you weren't here last week. I don't mean that sounds very hostile.
Yeah.
Should probably explain why you weren't here last week.
I should. It was a wild weekend.
Yeah.
Because I got fired from my job 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I want to do something wild. Like I haven't seen my friends in Indy for a year, so I want to go down there. So kind of planned this trip last minute. I told them, I want to come down next week. They're like, well, if you come down next week, we can go to Horror Hound in Cincinnati, and we'll drive. I'm like, fuck yeah, So I went to order my pre-sale tickets after I booked my Megabus ticket, which the Megabus, I will tell you, is fucking awesome.
What's a mega? Yeah, what's
It's just like a Greyhound bus, but it's like a double-decker deal. But it goes like all over the country. Like you could get Megabuses to like anywhere.
Where was the location? Did you have to go downtown?
Union Station. It picks you up at Union Station, like half a block away from Union Station.
And then you went to Indiana with that, right?
You take the
What
Indianapolis.
did they charge you for it?
That's the cool part, man. For that trip, it's a 3.5-hour ride. Round trip, the earlier time you book your ticket, the cheaper it is.
Yeah.
We booked it at 9 o'clock. We had a 9 o'clock bus. Round trip for one person was $32.
Damn.
really?
Yeah. And the bus, once you get on there, it's actually, there's a lot of people on there. But if you get in there early, you can get on there, get one bag and a carry-on like a plane.
Yeah.
But once you get on there, the seats are super fucking comfortable. Every seat has 2 outlets next to it, so you can plug in your laptop or your phone charger, and they have free Wi-Fi.
That's pretty fucking legit,
So
dude.
I was like, this is fucking great. And on the way down there, we got really lucky. We got in there early. We got on the top row, and we had 5 seats to ourselves in the back,
Nice.
so we got to stretch out. But that was cool. It was kind of a cool ride.
Yeah.
So we get down to Indy. Fuck yeah, let's hang out. We went to this really cool restaurant called The Sinking Ship. It was kind of like definitely a hipster type of joint, but a really cool dive restaurant, like in a strip mall.
Yeah.
Every day, $2 tall boys at PBR all day. They serve breakfast all day. They have like a vegan menu too, which is really good. They had super cheap well drinks, and they had fucking portobello fries. I don't know if you guys like portobello mushroom at all.
Yeah.
Portobello fries. It's just big strips of portobello deep fried with like a chipotle sauce. Fucking great. So we go there and then we're like, all right, let's get something to eat. We just took a fucking. We were up since 5 in the morning. The funny part is like when I get excited about something, I don't sleep.
Yeah.
So I didn't sleep. I got like a half an hour of sleep Thursday night to Friday morning, and didn't even sleep on the bus. I just took like 5-hour energies.
Just like
Yeah. We got down there. Then when we got to Indy, met our friends, went to lunch, and then we drove to Cincinnati to go to our hotel room. We had 2 hotels, one for me, Nick, and Liz, and then one for those 2.
Yep.
Cincinnati is the shittiest shithole of shit in the shittiest place in the world. That whole fucking town is like a decrepit, fucking falling apart shithole. Every part of that fucking town was like falling apart.
I'm trying to remember. I'm fairly positive I've been to Cincinnati and I can't even think about.
There was one little nice area that had a Kroger's, and that was it.
Isn't that where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is?
No, that's Cleveland.
Cleveland's an okay city. Cincinnati is a shithole. Okay. We get to Cleveland, we find our hotel, we check in, and then we're like, well, let's go find some weed. We're gonna fucking party, let's fucking get some booze. Let's go fucking load up on booze.
Yeah.
So we go to the nearest liquor store, which is like a quick stop type of. It's called a quick pick.
Yeah.
All they have is beer and wine. I'm like, we don't want beer and wine. We want fucking booze.
Yeah.
So we go to the Kroger, and we go like, okay, they have some liquor. They have a vodka. That's all they have for liquor. Vodka, and then beer and a shit ton of wine. So we ignored it completely.
Yeah.
And then we drove down the street to another liquor store. Finally, they have a full-stocked liquor fucking aisle. Shit, yeah. And when we're looking at it, we're like, fuck yeah, I want to get whiskey. And I grabbed the whiskey, and I'm like, cool. And then luckily I looked at it, and I was like, hold on a second here. Because something was fishy by the fact that we couldn't find liquor right away. So I just, inspected the bottle. Distilled, 21% alcohol. 40 proof, which is like
Oh yeah.
watered the
For
fuck
whiskey.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're like, what about everything? Rum, vodka, everything is distilled 21% alcohol. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? So we all started panicking. So we go to another fucking grocery store. Same fucking thing. So I'm like, well, who the fuck do we ask? There's a cop. And I'm like, don't ask the cop where the bus is at. And I'm like, let's find a hip young kid, which that town has none of. They're very friendly, but there's no like cool looking party guys.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you know. So I just
They
asked.
Velcro shoes and sweatpants.
Yeah. Which I would have found.
You want a
dude.
party, dude?
But I found this kid. I'm like, hey man, do you guys sell real liquor? I'm like, do you guys sell real liquor anywhere? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like shit that's not watered down. And he's like, oh, you guys aren't from Ohio. And I'm like, fuck no. And he's like, well, let me ask around. And finally he's like, well, there's this one, there's a state liquor, and there's this one. And we're like, well, let's try the state liquor. Mistake. We drove all the way across Cincinnati. Noticed it was getting shittier and shittier as we progressively went. The area was getting like, I hate
You
to
guys
say it,
really wanted to get drunk.
dark. The area is getting darker and darker as we go. I'll say, like, there was like angry looking homeless people. There was like angry looking.
Oh, the sun didn't go down.
Group,
Oh.
yeah. Like angry looking groups of just big angry black guys, like sitting around just like the curb watching us drive by, and we're like, this is not fucking cool.
Yeah.
So we pull into the parking lot to the state liquor. You know, in the car, it's me in the front seat, my friend Nate, who's a tiny guy, you know, and then Nick, Liz, and Kara, Nate's wife, in the back. We see the state liquor, we're driving up, fuck yeah, there it is, and we're getting closer. And then in front of the store, like, I shit you not, there's just 10 angry black guys, fucking beads on us instantly, and they're watching us. And Nate's like, there it is, let's go. And we're like, all of us at once, no! No. And then, because, like, I'm like, I don't want to walk. Like they were watching us, dude. Like we're all trying not to, we're just like looking and talking, and like we can see them just following us around the parking lot.
Sure, they were angry. Maybe they're just like talking, shooting.
Maybe
shit.
they really wanted friends.
Yeah.
Maybe that side of town was very frightening in general, though, because like
Look at that guy. He can join our fight club.
it was terrifying though. Like I guarantee you guys would be kind of nervous about the area too. Like Elgin is nicer. Any part of Elgin, and then Elgin's not that bad, but even like the scariest part of Elgin to a suburbanite,
What is the scariest part of Elgin?
there is almost none. Which certain people are scared of Elgin, but I've grown accustomed to it. It's like a nice little area.
I guess 31. The neighborhood's 31 by kind of Wing Park, and now is it Wing Park Street?
Well, at least a couple of years ago, it seemed like 31 and National was kind of sketchy, just because it was like nothing but like smoke shops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's kind of changed over the past years, and now there's a barber shop there and a cash for gold.
Jason used to say that where we used to live like 10 years ago, he would have never went near. But
Yeah.
that was 10 years ago.
Well, was the police station always there?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's more.
The
recent,
building
I
looks
thought.
relatively new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we avoided state liquor, and we went to our last option. And it's just a little fucking shack next to a McDonald's. And we're like, God damn it. We get inside.
Moonshine.
Yeah.
It was like our godsend, though. Like, everything was legit liquor. But the problem was it was like double the price. So we were like, well, fuck it, bite the bullet, man. Except for Benchmark. Benchmark was still $9.95 a fifth. But we're like, fuck it, man. Let's get, like, we just bought a handle of fucking Kraken. And then a fifth of whiskey. And then got the fuck back to our room. We all got fucking blasted at the hotel. There was a Mexican restaurant connected to our hotel.
Nice.
So we went down there and we got like 3 pitchers of margaritas and we just fucking like we're putting those down and we're all fucking And then funny side note is like I just showed Nate the new Ghost song.
Yeah.
And he was like in love with it and like we're all listening to it like on repeat. And then we go to the Mexican restaurant, get fucking hammered, and as we're walking back to the hotel because it's just a walkway. We see like a Christian youth group in the fucking lobby, and I'm just like all drunk, and I'm just like, like he's like laughing his ass off, and I'm like, no, Stefan, as the doors close, like just drunk as shit. So we passed out. We woke up early the next morning because we couldn't buy pre-sale tickets to Horror Hound, because we tried to order our pre-sale tickets for Horror Hound the week before, 15 minutes after they stopped pre-sales.
Oh, okay.
So we just missed the mark to get pre-sales.
Yeah.
And we've been hearing since the Walking Dead cast was going to be there, it was crazy, we heard. We've been hearing horror stories on Facebook all day, how people that had bought tickets in advance, like early entry tickets, weren't able to get in until 3 hours after the thing opened on Friday. Because they just had one big line going and they didn't separate lines. So we got there early, and we're driving up to the convention center, and it's a lot of people. And, like, what really pissed me off is, like, I've been to 3 Horror Hounds before. The crowd is generally horror people, you know? People that are dressed, like, with, you know, horror shirts and jackets, and, like, you can tell they're into the horror shit. there's never suburban soccer moms with their fucking 10-year-old kids. There was a fucking shit ton, like a herd of them at Horror Hound, all for The Walking Dead.
You've only been to Indiana Horror Hound, right? Or
yes,
no? Okay.
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Okay, Indianapolis,
Yeah, Indianapolis, which then this convention center was twice the size of Indianapolis, thank God, or else they would have shut down Horror Hound.
Yeah.
But as we're going there to see if we can even get in line, we're like, holy fuck, man, it's just nothing but soccer moms and their fucking shithead little kids. Like, you couldn't look more than every other person and not see a Daryl Dixon shirt. I was just like, fuck this, dude. So we go back, get the girls come back. As we're waiting in line, they actually separated lines this time. So they had the line for people who wanted to buy tickets to get in and people who had tickets. So there's two different lines finally. But you can tell who's there for fucking horror convention and who's there for Norman Reedus. Like, people in like really shitty governor costumes and like poor ass broke ass Daryl Dixon, you know, like, and like, you know, these people made apocalypse survivors look really like good in comparison to their shitty costumes.
The welfare dead.
Yeah. But we waited. I've been to Horror Hound before. I've always bought my ticket in advance, but I've seen how the line works to get in. It took us 2.5 hours to even get to the fucking door to go buy our tickets.
Yeah.
Never seen that. I've never seen more than a 5-minute wait to get into Horror Hound.
Yeah.
And it turns out there was a 4-hour wait for each individual person in The Walking Dead. People waited in those lines too, you know.
4 hours?
Yeah. I wouldn't fucking do it, you know.
Yeah.
But we finally got in, you know, and we're like, fuck yeah, let's kind of go around. It was a clusterfuck in there. It was just crammed full of fucking people. All the staff is volunteer except for like the 4 head honchos.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for the staff this year because every Horror Hound in the past until this one, part of volunteering is that you get early entry on Sunday morning and you get free autographs from every single person. That's part of your payment for working like 3 6-hour shifts.
Yeah.
They took that away this year.
Oh.
So these poor fucks are dealing with like 10,000 fucking Walking Dead fans. No free autographs. That's like the only perk. That's like literally the only perk besides getting in for free.
Well, did they get paid in any other way?
No.
Blowjobs?
It's a volunteer thing. You get in for free. And you know, so they got in for free just to deal with the clusterfuck. So we spent the day there, you know, every other fucking it was so hard to look at vendors booths and shit because every other person was there with their little fucking family like, "Oh, Ma, look at that Walking Dead necklace. I found a Norman Reedus shirt." Like, I just wanted to backhand people, you know, like, out of my way. Listen to the Misfits. Go away. Like, so we got our shit, kind of hung out, met up with the Coffin Cats guys, which was actually really cool because Coffin Cats were playing.
Oh, nice.
That night. It was really cool. The drummer was pulling up at the van as we're in line.
Yeah.
Me and Nick are both like giving him the horns, and it was really, he recognized us because he walked across the whole parking lot to come say hey to us and then back to the van to repark
nice.
it. So that was really nice. Went inside, talked to them. Stellar Corpses were all there. They recognized us.
Yeah.
They were super nice guys, actually, because I was around shopping and the guitarist came up and they had like a 20-minute conversation with me.
Yeah.
So fucking super cool guys. We got our shit, went back to Bloomington. Now, like, this is part of the reason I didn't come in. Because I got 4 hours of drunk sleep Friday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Saturday night, went back to my friend's place in Bloomington, chilled in the living room, watched some movies and shit. They had a couple cocktails, nothing major. And bedtime rolls around, you know, so they got 2 couches. I'm like, well, I'll take the floor. I don't mind floor. You know, I'm easy to deal with. You know, Nick and Liz, you have the couches. And my friend's like, okay, we get pillows and blankets. I'm like, cool, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, take a pee, come back in. And Liz is on the couch, passed out, blanket pillow. Nick's on the couch, passed out with the pillow and blanket. And like, I see one blanket on the floor. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, guess I can just roll my duffel bag up and use that as a pillow and just leave my hoodie on, you know. And I'd already changed into shorts, so I'm like comfy, and I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. So I get on the floor, put my little blanket over me. No, I rolled my blanket up as part of my pillow, so all I had was a hoodie on. And I'm sitting there like on the floor, like no real pillow. I'm just like tossing and turning for hours, man. And then I'm just like, fuck this. So I like put my leather jacket over my legs, and I got my hoodie bundled up. And then I'm like, dude, I look up and I see Liz has 2 blankets. Like not two big blankets, but like another smaller blanket. I'm like, oh, I want that. Like I need that. So like she's asleep. I like take the blanket, and she still has like a sizable blanket on her. So I take the small little fucking like little fleece blanket, and I put it on me, and I'm like laying there. I'm like, oh, this is like way better. It's still not the best, but it's way better. So I'm like, I gotta pee again. So I go to the bathroom and come pee, and I come back, and she had taken the fucking blanket, and then I try to grab it, and she's like, I'm cold, and I'm like, I'm fucking freezing. Like, so she had the blanket all night. I probably from like 1 o'clock when we went to bed until about I'd say like 8 o'clock when we woke up, I got total amount of sleep 40 minutes. like where I actually like fell asleep and then woke up as I was like either uncomfortable or cold. No sleep whatsoever. Nate and Kara come down, start making coffee. Everyone wakes up, and like Liz and Nick are like, "Oh man, it was nice to get some sleep." And I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, I couldn't fucking fall asleep, man. I had like Liz took my blanket again. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I had no pillow." I wanted to punch Nick. He's like, "Oh, you could have had one of mine." And I'm like, I just like, dude, I was just like, fuck you, dude. Like, I was ready to fucking crank him. But I love Nick. So like we drive to Indy, get on the bus, and I snore.
Yes.
I was like dying, dude. Like I was dying for some sleep. We didn't get lucky. We didn't get the back row this time, so we're stuck just me and Liz and then Nick over here. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I would doze off and I would like wake myself up and like Nick would be smirking and eventually I was like, I don't know why, I was just so out of it. I was trying to cover it up. I like trying to like cough, And like Nick's like laughing and shit. He's like, because he's like, after a while, everyone stopped looking because I knew some guy was falling asleep.
Yeah.
But and then like, so we got back home. I went straight to my family deal.
Which we should stop and pause on this. When he falls asleep, it's like he's being possessed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've said it before, but Lucas put it best. It sounds like he's sucking paint off the ceiling. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like. It's fucking.
I fucking snore like a motherfucker.
I know,
man.
it's pretty awesome.
But like, so we get home and like literally we get home, didn't even like we put our bags in my brother's truck, went straight to my family's shit.
Yeah.
So we get there, we like ate some appetizers, it's like, oh cool, some real fucking food. And then we're sitting there and I went on the couch and fell asleep. I'm like, cool. And then my mom wakes me up, she's like, you can't fucking sleep on the couch. And I'm like, why not? She said, there's family here. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I went to my parents' room, fell asleep. Woke me up for dinner, like ate a huge fucking dinner, and then took another nap. By that time, it's like 6 o'clock.
Like a big cat.
Oh, dude, but it was so great, man. Like all weekend, like that was the first legitimate, like just drunken, passed out, and like real sleep I got.
Everybody does want to be a cat.
Yeah.
Where's the cats anymore?
So like by the time we got out of there, it was like 8 o'clock, and I'm just like, dude, I just want to go home and fucking like not have to wear real clothes and stand up and talk for like a day. So
Yeah.
that's my absence for the weekend.
Right.
I had an eventful fucking weekend. Horror Hound is really fucking cool. It always is. I highly recommend going for everyone.
Yeah.
They're going to be in Indianapolis in September. No Walking Dead cast, so it'll be a fucking great time.
Nice.
Yeah, because I saw you posting some stuff just about how it was like a big clusterfuck. So like I actually went on to Horror Hound's like Facebook page.
Yeah.
Just going, and it was just people just bitching, just
They
back and forth.
banned me.
It was hilarious, dude.
Well, and that's the thing is like Horror Hound, they're notorious for being like shitty at PR type of shit. Shitty organization, and they're really shitty when it comes to taking criticism.
yeah.
Like unless you say something like unless you're like sucking their dick, they will shut you down, ban you, close you out from whatever they can.
Yeah.
So like their forums that day, the Friday night, they actually shut down their forum completely. They took it offline all weekend.
Wow.
Because people were just complaining like, why the fuck did you, like, why would you put everyone on the same line? Why would you put the guy who didn't buy a ticket in the same line as the guy who had a ticket?
Yeah.
And then not give the guy who bought a ticket a way to get in,
Right.
Or like a guy who paid for a VIP gold pass, which is like, $200 a fucking ticket. Why would you not let him in early when he's supposed to? And why is this guy waiting 4 hours in line?
Yeah.
So that's the type of bitching, and then they just shut the forums down.
I don't get. You said like 4 hours.
Once you got in, it took us 2.5 hours, and they actually shut the line down at one point. Like, they actually cut the line off. They were like, all right, how many people are in your group? You 3, you're good. Everyone else, sorry.
I just don't understand why it would take that long. Because like when I did the cruise, I want to say it took about an hour. But that includes us getting there, them loading up our luggage, them giving us our numbers, us going in, checking in, filling out all the info.
Yeah.
Like so many, it was more involved, and I don't know why Horror Hound would take almost 2 hours.
Literally, you go pay and you get your wristband.
Yeah,
That's all you have to fucking do. That's literally all you have to do.
Yeah, like I had to fill out like driver's license and like passport info and all sorts of shit.
The problem with the thing is like that when you buy a pre-sale ticket, all you don't get a risk. Like, well, if you order it far enough in advance, like if you want to go to September Horror Hound and you order your tickets in like July or August, they'll mail you your wristbands.
Yeah.
So you get there, you slap your wristband on, and you just show them your wristband, you go straight in.
Yeah.
But if you order them within like a 3-week window or like a month, like with even a month, they don't ship out a wristband in case it doesn't get to you in time.
Yeah.
So you just bring a printout there. So you then have to go up to the line. They have to cross-check your printout with their records and then give you a wristband. So that was kind of the problem, is they had this line of people who were doing that, who were just showing them a piece of paper with their number, and they had to look up the number, and then people who just were buying shit.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just really badly fucking organized, very poorly organized. A lot of people were very not happy.
Yeah.
A lot of really, I mean, you know, like I said, they shut the forum down.
Right.
I got banned from their Facebook page. My friend got banned from their Facebook page, and we heard from 4 other people that were banned from their Facebook page for just being like, what the fuck were you guys thinking? You fucking, you know, you guys booked The Walking Dead and you didn't expect a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
You know, and like the joke all weekend was they should have named it ReedusCon because like literally like everybody was there to see Daryl Dixon.
He was pretty
if
dreamy.
you go on Instagram and look up Horror Hound, hashtag Horror Hound as a search, it's just all Daryl Dixon. Like all Norman Reedus, dude. Like barely anything else of anyone else in the cast. Like all fucking Norman Reedus.
Season finale's on tonight. Just letting you
27 people die.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's probably like no one anybody cares about.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, that dog! That's not a fucking person.
Grocery attendant number 2.
27 zombies. I guess.
What I don't get either, he's such a hillbilly in that movie, in that TV show.
But he's
And
sexy.
He's awesome in like Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the same person.
It's
So,
almost
like,
the same character though. Like
no, he's not.
it's like a badass like guy. Who,
No.
it's just like a badass with guns, man. That's why people because like the Boondock Saints Horror Hound. There was still long ass waits in line because I went to that one when Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus were there, and there was still like an hour and a half wait to go meet them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hefty for Horror Hound, unless it's someone like Sam Raimi, which has never been on Horror Hound, or like George Romero.
Yeah.
So he's just a dreamboat. Like people love him anyways, and like he's probably the most desirable guy on The Walking Dead. I mean, your other option is One-Eye Governor or Crazy Rick.
That's why at Home Depot the other day. Like this guy came in for a special order, and it was a toilet. So I had to lift up the toilet, and I felt like I was in Boondock Saints. That's at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah, the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
Is that the beginning?
Yeah, it's right. It's the right when after they have the bar fight. The next day, someone goes after him, and then it's like the second fight scene. It's actually the scene that introduces Willem Dafoe.
Okay. Have you the guy that played Rocco, whose real name is Rocco in real life, from Boondock Saints? Dude, he looks worn the fuck out nowadays. Because I didn't go to the Boondock Saints room, but I saw the pictures from when he was at Horror Hound. He looks old.
Worse than who's John Connor? What's this?
Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
I would say because Edward Furlong still looks like Edward Furlong. I saw a picture of that Rocco guy, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Is the director? And I'm like, oh fuck! Like he looks old as shit. But Horror Hound's fun usually. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even get to my shit.
Blue.
We'll have to. Yeah.
We'll
Whatever.
extend it.
Yeah, we'll have to. Be right back.
Hey.
Yeah. So I want to talk about green jello and shit.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.